to you a little bit more around if your business success on the outside is aligning with the way that you are feeling on the inside, and some of the inner child work that you might be needing to do in your business might be the key as to why you are feeling misaligned from the inside out, with the business success that you might be receiving, or maybe with the ways that you might be stuck at scaling your company, and how these two correlates. When it comes to inner work, we talk about how that is so important when it comes to scaling your company, because obviously we are the people that are going to be the major decision makers as we scale our companies. So clarifying and really aligning our inner work, and really doing some of the work that we need to do from the inside out to heal a lot of our fears, traumas, inner child work, meaning, a lot of the wounded ways that our inner child was wounded in childhood are all going to be very, very important in healing that, so that we are full as individuals. And then when we go to make business decisions such as start, hiring the right team member, or showing up for brand building purposes, or speaking to audiences, or all activities, all the operational activities that we need to do in our company, if we have a lot of this unhealed inner child work, then of course a lot of this will block us from the success that we might be experiencing on the outside. Another way that this shows up, which has been the way that has showed up for me, for the most part, is sabotaging your success and being afraid of your success, being afraid of shining your light onto others, and being afraid to speak your truth, because of all these hidden things that might be going on. So I'm going to give you 3 questions that you can start thinking about, whether you might have some unhealed things that might be coming up when it comes to you making decisions for the purpose of growing and scaling your company. One of them is, did you feel safe as a child? This is a great question to ask yourself, so that you can start connecting to some of the things that might be coming up for you around this specific question. The second question is, did you feel loved as a child? For me specifically, feeling loved as a child meant that I had to do, I had to achieve. So that is where my inner work lied. And that's where the healing mostly has happened for me. So that's another great question for you to analyze in your own personal life. Where is it that, if you really felt love from, the home that you lived in, or from the people that surrounded you, mostly your parents, that you cared about. The third question is, did you feel like you belonged? This is such an important piece, because if we don't feel like we have belonged to the families that we were part of, or the environments that we were part of, then of course, we have some inner work that might be showing up in that level as well. And also for most people, and how it showed up for me, is abandonment, right? The fear of abandonment, the fear of letting go, the fear of what would happen to the people that I care about, right? So if you didn't feel like you belonged, then that could be something of why you might be coping with some of your personal life stuff, or challenges, I should say, with other unhealthy coping mechanisms or behaviors, which for me was eating, so that you can, heal some of that inner child work that might be coming up for you if you really felt like you belonged or you didn't. Those are 3 really great questions to get this process started, so that once the awareness comes into play and you start to heal or see some of the things that are coming up for you, I have 5 ways for you to start this inner child healing process for yourself, so that you can get in the right path, your soul's path and journey, to be able to start the healing work, so that this does not block you from your business success as well. So the first thing that we could do is to become aware of all these things that are coming up for us, and to go back to our inner child and ensure that the inner child is being seen, heard, and loved, right? It's almost like we have to reparent our inner child from maybe the lack of parenting that we did not receive growing up. We have to be that parent now for our inner child, and sit with that, so that our inner child feels seen, heard, and loved. This is uh, one of the things that we could do to start the process. The second one is assessment of beliefs and programming. When we go back to our body and start to feel a lot of those things that might be coming up, then the assessment of what are some of the beliefs that we are holding, some of the programming that we are have really carried on for ourselves. What are some of those things that are coming up? Sometimes programming can be, I mean, not sometimes, but many times, that programming doesn't just have to be from our immediate environment, from our small family. It could be generational programming, right? Cultural programming, wherever is it that you have grown up in your environments, you could have picked up a lot of programming from all these different sources. So looking at our programming and our beliefs is definitely another thing that we can do so that we can heal the inner child, and then these things don't show up for us anymore. Because the worst thing is that if we don't take a look at this inner work, then we don't really know what is really holding us back. So that the lessons that we need to learn keep showing up in different ways. That's how we know that there's a lot of unhealed beliefs and programming that we haven't really become aware around, that might be showing up for us in different ways and in different patterns. So, taking a look at that, it's another great way to start the process of healing your inner child. Mantra work is very powerful. Mantra work, especially for beliefs that you believe or mantras that you really believe, is absolutely healing and powerful. So, if you can start implementing these in your day to day, or in your meditation practice, or in your physical exercise practice, whatever practices that you are disciplined to be able to instill in your life, this is absolutely powerful to start to reprogram a lot of those old beliefs that might be holding you back from healing your inner child. Guided meditations are very helpful, very powerful. And these are not just for beginners. I've been meditating for many years, and very often I need to go back to guided meditations that are specifically designed for inner child healing. And these are very, very powerful because they keep your focus intact, right? That's the biggest challenge with most people in meditating. We can't keep our focus on the meditation, on our breath, and the interference of other thoughts. So just specifically, specific inner child meditations, guided meditations are very, very powerful for you to start implementing your day-to-day routine, so that you can start this process, and then you have another practice that you can consistently put in your life or instill in your life, so that you can always take a look at some of those things that are coming up. And then integrated exercises, so integrating all the different pieces of you, right? Energy work, healing exercises, integration exercises, whether it's meditation or mantra work or all these different things that I talked about, are really great ways to surround yourself and then start to level up and clean a lot of the energy, your energy system, so to speak. Because just like any system in business, we also have an energy system, right? And if it gets polluted, then without having a consistent practice of how we clean our energy system at all times, then you'll notice a lot of the tiredness. You'll notice a lot of the grumps throughout the day as you're working on your business or your life priorities. You'll notice a lot of that off energy that you might be feeling and the raised alertness of anxiety. So if we don't keep up with the energy system and always ensure that we're cleaning it out, just like we clean a house, then all this stuff will absolutely show up in our the ways that we show up in our business as well. So those are the 5 ways that you could start implementing inner child work in your day-to-day practice. Honestly, I have through all the learning that I've done throughout the years, through all my life experience, I've seen that this has been the most transformative work that I've gone through, and I always focus on, because again, unless we are healed from the inside in, then of course we can't really feel fulfilled with the work that we do, and we will be really going after our purpose with clarity, but also we'll be going after our purpose with lots of soul alignment, right? Because that's important. We all come on this earth with different missions and visions of what we are here to do. So having this maintaining work, maintenance work, I should say, that we implement day to day is absolutely one of those things that is always ongoing. And I hope that these 5 things that I shared with you and the ways to get the process started or maintain the process for you will be helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time with another episode.